Namaste students. Our next chapter is graphical presentation. In previous chapter, you know the data can be present using the tabular form. After that, diagrammatical form, and now the third portion is graphical presentation. Graphical presentation is much more accurate and appropriate than the diagrammatical presentation. Graphical presentation is much more accurate and appropriate than the diagrammatical presentation. Now, some advantages of graphical presentation. Graphical presentation, when we have to present the data using the graph, it is look like attractive and impressive. We can say that a picture shows thousands of the words. With a picture, we can explain each and everything and it look like attractive and impressive. Simple and understandable. Whenever we have to draw the graph, the data can be simply and understandable. It is used for the comparison also. When we want to compare the different data, using the graphical presentation, we can easily compare the data. Location of positional average. Positional average is median, mode, quartile deviation. All these are explained with the graphical presentation. No need for mathematical knowledge. For that, we are not required particular mathematical knowledge. Now, how we construct the graph. Step by step, we will see how we can draw the graph. First of all, we will take OX axis. In first step, we will take OX and OY. OX and OY both are intersect at the right angle point. In first step, we will take OX and OY. At OX and OY both are meet in second step, they both are meet at the right angle. And whenever they meet on the right angle, this point is known as origin of a origin. This point is known as origin, and this is known as abscissa and this is known as ordinate. Now, on OX axis, we will take the independent variable, and on Y axis, we will take the dependent variable. Suppose in price and quantity, quantity is depend on the price. So, price we will take on the OY axis. In the quantity, we will take on the OX axis. So, we can draw the graph using the OX and OY axis. If some dotted line is required, if different items are given, you can use different types of line. You can use this type, you can use this, and complete line. Different types of line you have to use for the graph. After plotted these different types of line, index is also required for the graph. Index, we are using the index for graph. Then title number, then title, and then the table number is graph number is required. Graph number. So, you know how we can construct the graph. In first, we will take two lines OX and OY. In second step, OX is a horizontal line and OY is a vertical line. In third step, where both the lines meet at 90-degree angle, that is a origin. On dependent variable, we will take on OY axis, and independent variable we will take on the OX axis. Then we are using the proper scale here, using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same like here 1, 2. Proper scale is required. How much you are taking 1 centimeter is equal to this. Proper scale is required. After that, you have to plot the value on this graph, and you can use these dotted lines. Index is also required for graph. The title and in last graph number is also required for the graph. Kink line. Just we talk, OFI is start from 0 and OX is also start from 0. OY start from 0 and OX is also start from 0. Now, the gap between 0 and the minimum value. For the gap between 0 and minimum value, we are using this type of difference that is known as kink line. That is known as kink line. When we have to represent this gap, this is the gap between the 0 and the minimum value, where minimum value may be 10, maybe 20, maybe 100, whatsoever. Now, different types of graph. One is frequency distribution. And second is time series graph. Time series graph. Frequency distribution graph is divided into different parts. This frequency distribution is divided into different parts. One is line graph, line frequency graph. Line frequency graph. Second is histogram. Third is frequency polygon. And fourth is frequency curve. And fifth is cumulative frequency curve or gel. These all are called the frequency distribution. Line frequency graph, histogram, frequency polygon, frequency curve, and the cumulative frequency or the gel. One by one, we have to discuss all these things. First is line frequency graph. Line frequency graph is mainly used for the discrete series. In discrete series, frequency we have to show on the OY axis. In the variable, we have to show on the OX axis. See, one of the table is given. Weight and the number of student is given. Weight and the number of student is given. Weight is 40, number of student 1. Weight is 42, number of student 3. weight is 45, number of students, weight is 47, number of students is 5. Now we have to draw the line graph. The number of students is a frequency and weight we have to show on the OX axis. Here the first value is 40. So for that we are using here king, because the difference between the 0 and minimum value, we are directly taking the 40, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Number of students is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of students. Now, whenever the weight is 40, the number of students is 1. We are taking one line here. Then 42, number of students is 3. Then 45, number of students is 4. Then 47, the number of students is 5. Scale of OX axis, 1 centimeter is equal to the gap between 10, and OY scale is 1 centimeter is equal to 1. And this table shows the weight of the student. Heading is the weight of the students. So this is our line graph. It is used in the discrete series. Our next topic is frequency polygons. Frequency polygon is another way to present the graphical presentation of the data. Frequency polygon can be used for the discrete series and the continuous series, but histogram is only used for the continuous series. For the frequency polygon, the first step is, first of all, we will take on OX axis variable. On OX axis we will take the variable, and OY axis we will take the frequency. How we can draw the frequency polygon? Here one question is given. Number of rooms and number of houses are given. Number of rooms, number of houses are given. Number of rooms is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the number of houses is 10, 15, 20, 10 and 5. Now, how we can draw the frequency polygon? For frequency polygon, first of all, we will take two axes, OX and the OY axis. On OX axis, we have to show the number of rooms, and OY axis we will show the number of houses. Houses maximum 20, so we take 5, 10, 15, 20. And number of rooms rooms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our discrete series. In discrete series, how we can draw the polygon? Whenever the number of rooms is 1, the houses, we have to draw one point here. Number of rooms 2, number of house 15 with 3, that is equal to 20, 4, 10, 5. We have to join all these points. We have to join with a scale, and we join with the last with the OX axis. This is our frequency polygon. Frequency polygon can be also made with the continuous series. How we can make the frequency polygon in a continuous series? In continuous series, we can make the frequency polygon using with a histogram also, with a histogram, and second is without histogram. With a histogram, first of all, we will draw the histogram, then we will make the frequency polygon. And without the histogram, same question we can draw with histogram and the without histogram. See, the example is given here. Class interval is given. And then number of students is given. Class interval is 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and 50 to 60. And student is 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, how we can draw frequency polygon using the histogram? First of all, we will draw the histogram here. On y-axis, we will take the class interval. And over y-axis, we will show the number of students. To 30 we are taking here. 20 to 30 is given, so we will take 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Number of students is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 centimeter is equal to 1. On OY axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1, and OX axis 1 centimeter is equal to 10. 20 to 30, number of students is 5. Then 30 to 44, then 3, then 2. Now this is our histogram. Using this histogram, how we can draw the frequency polygons. For a frequency polygon, here see gap is 20 to 30. We are taking a midpoints. And midpoint of these 2 points is this. So we have to join from here to here. All the midpoints we have to join. This is our frequency polygon using the histogram. Whenever we are not using the histogram, we will take here midpoints first. Midpoint we are taking here without histogram. We will take midpoints on OX axis. On OX axis we will take midpoints. (15), 25, 35, 45, 55. Now at 25, that is the value is 5. 25, the value is 5. After that it is 4, then 3, then 2. We have to join all these points with a scale. This is our frequency polygon without using the histogram. So how you can draw the frequency polygon in discrete series, in continuous series using the histogram, and in continuous series without the histogram. On OX axis we will take the class interval, and OY axis we will take the frequency adjustment factor. Here we are taking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 up to 90. And here we are taking up to 8, up to 5, because adjustment factor is maximum is 5. So we will take only 5 values here. The first class interval is 0 to 10. Then adjustment factor is 5. So we will make the histogram up to the 5 value. Then 10 to 30. 10 to 30 it's 4. It's 2. 10 to 30 it's 2. Then 40 to 60. To 60 is a 4. also required for here. There, that is 30 to 40. We will take 30 to 40 also. That 30 to 40 is equal to 3. 30 to 40 is equal to 3. We will take here 30 to 40 also. After that 70 to 80, 70 to 80, 70 to 80 is 5. Here also we will take 160 to 70, that is equal to 4. 60 to 70, that is equal to 4. And last is 80 to 90, that is equal to 3. So this is our histogram when unequal class interval is given. When unequal class interval is given, we can draw the histogram like this. Third is when mid value is given. Sometimes the mid value is given, we have to adjust the mid value according to class interval. After that, we will make the same histogram. For example, sometimes mid value is given like sometimes mid value is given and frequency is given. Mid value is 145, 155, 165, 165, 175 and 185. 5, 3, 4, 9, 2. Here the mid value is 145. Now how we can convert into the class interval? Now the next topic is histogram. Histogram is two-dimensional diagram which is used in the frequency distribution series or a continuous series. It is a very important part of graphical presentation. Histogram can be used in 4 situations. Sometimes equal class interval is given. Equal class interval is given. Sometimes unequal class interval is given. Mid value is given. And fourth is inclusive series is given. Inclusive series is given. So, first of all, we will study when equal class interval is given. If equal class interval is given, then how we can draw the histogram? See, one example is here. So, class interval is given. And frequency is given. Frequency we will take on O by axis and class interval we will take on the OX axis. Class interval and frequency. Class interval is 0 to 10. 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and 30 to 40. And frequency is given 5, 6, 3, 4. This is a frequency. So how we can draw the diagram? First of all, on OX axis we will take OX and OY. On OY we take frequency, and OX axis we will take class interval. Frequency is up to 6. So we will take equal gap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And class interval is 10, 20, 30 and 40. First of all, 0 to 10, that is 5. 0 to 10, that is equal to 5. Then 10 to 26. Then 3, 4. So, whenever the class interval, equal class interval is given, we can draw this type of histogram. This is a first type histogram. Second is unequal class interval. Sometimes unequal class interval is given. For unequal class interval, we are using adjustment factor. Unequal class interval means when class interval is given and frequency is also given, but difference is not same. 0 to 10, 10 to 30, then 40 to 60, then 70 to 80 and 80 to 90. And frequency is given 5, 4, 8, 5, 3. Here class interval is not equal. 0 to 10, 10 to 30, 40 to 60, 70 to 80 and 80 to 90. Whenever the class interval is not equal given, we have to use a adjustment factor. What is the adjustment factor? Adjustment factor means adjustment factor is equal to width of the class interval width of class interval divided by minimum class interval. Width of the class interval divided by minimum class interval. Width is, in first, width is 10 and minimum class interval is equal to 10, that is equal to 1. Same as width is 20 and minimum class interval is 10, that is equal to 2. Width is 20, minimum class interval is 10, that is equal to 2. Width is 10, minimum is equal to 1. Same as 10 by 10, that is equal to 1. So this is our adjustment factor. We are using this adjustment factor for adjusting the frequency. Adjustment factor, we have to divide the frequency with this adjustment factor. 5 by 1, that is equal to 5. 4 by 2, that is equal to 2. 8 by 2, that is equal to 4. 5 by 1, that is equal to 5. And 3 by 1, that is equal to 3. So, how we can draw the unequal class interval on OX-axis we will take the class interval and OY-axis we will take the frequency adjustment factor. Here we are taking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 up to 90. And here we are taking up to 8, up to 5 because adjustment factor is maximum is 5. So we will take only 5 values here. The first class interval is 0 to 10. Then adjustment factor is 5. So we will make the histogram up to the 5 value. Then 10 to 30. 10 to 30 it's 4. It's 2. 10 to 30 it's 2. Then 40 to 60. 40 to 60 is a 4. One adjustment factor is also required for here, that is 30 to 40. We will take 30 to 40 also. That 30 to 40 is equal to 3. 30 to 40 is equal to 3. We will take here 30 to 40 also. After that 70 to 80, 70 to 80. 70 to 80 is 5. Here also we will take 160 to 70, that is equal to 4. 60 to 70, that is equal to 4. And last is 80 to 90, that is equal to 3. So this is our histogram when unequal class interval is given. When unequal class interval is given, we can draw the histogram like this. Third is when mid value is given. Sometimes the mid value is given, we have to adjust the mid value according to class interval. After that, we will make the same histogram. For example, sometimes mid value is given like sometimes mid value is given and frequency is given. Mid value is 145, 155, 165, 165, 175 and 185. 5, 3, 4, 9, 2. Here the mid value is 145. Now how we can convert into the, for a mid value, see the gap between two mid values. Here the gap is 10, then 10 by 2, that is equal to 5. For the lower limit, 5 is deduct from the lower limit, and for upper limit 5 is add in the upper limit. Then this is equal to 140 to 150, same like as 150 to 160, 160 to 170, 170 to 180, then 180 to 185, and we can draw the, sometimes inclusive series is given. Inclusive series is that series in which upper limit is also included. In this series, upper limit is also included. Suppose 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 20 to 30, 21 to 30 and 31 to 40. And frequency is given 5, 3 to 6. Now when a class interval is given, see here the gap between the upper limit and lower limit is 1. First of all, we will see this, in first step we will see the gap between the upper limit and the lower limit, that is equal to 1, then 1 by 2, that is equal to 0.5. 0.5 deduct in the lower limit, that is 0.5, and add in upper limit, that is equal to 10.5. Same as deduct from here, 10.5, then 20.5. Then 20.5, then 30.5, 30.5 and 40.5. We will take 5, 3, 2, 6. This is we can use for the histogram. This is a class interval and this is a frequency. So histogram we can study in 4 ways: equal class interval, unequal class interval, mid value is given, and inclusive series is given. This is our histogram. The next topic